Welcome to Crimson Guitars. This is a short tutorial. I've just been doing a fretting job on this neck here with a bound fretboard, and just after I finished I realized that I've been asked to show how I prepare the frets, basically how I nip the tangs, and I thought instead of showing how I do it, I'm going to show 4 or 5 different methods. And I can't believe I started this video without counting exactly how many methods I have chosen. 4 or 5. Anyhow, there are many ways that you can do this. If you want to invest, if you're planning on doing this on more than 2 or 3 instruments, you want to buy yourself a proper set of fret tang nippers. Amusingly, at this point, this isn't a tool that Crimson Guitars makes. However, this is something that I've had for the last decade or more, and it works really very, very well. I have come up with a budget tool here that we've modified an existing tool to work, and it works okay. It's not ideal. Although, if you're only doing one, that's not too bad of a choice. Currently, it's not for sale in the shop, but if enough of you, people dropping tools in the background, if enough of you ask, then we'll see about introducing it. Next up, fret end cutters. This is the sort of quick and easy and dirty method, and I'm going to do close-ups in a second to show you. Finally, file-y. Use a file, a little time-consuming, but if you get the right little file, you can cut away the excess or rasp away the excess and be okay. Finally, if you want to be noisy and have to wear protection, a Dremel machine with a cutting disc can do the job quite nicely. Now, this is what we want to end up with. The tang of the fret is nipped off so that the top of the fret will sit over our multiply binding. While I'm here with this instrument, it's got multiply binding. I glued on the 4 inner sections first, cut the fret slot through them, and only the outside one has no slot in it. That gives you more space for the tang to sit in. Now, the first tool we're going to look at is the traditional fret tang nipper. I say traditional, it's probably been 20 or 30 years. I suppose the traditional tool is a file. Anyhow, this is how we use it. So this is the traditional tool. It's got a tensioner on here that holds the teeth. That's the tooth. Basically, you put your fret in the side and take a small amount of material off. And it's a fret tang nipper. Now, with these, the danger is that you try and take the whole amount that you want to remove in one shot, and you actually bend the end of the fret off. I only ever take about 1/2 to 3/4 of a millimeter in one shot. So the tang nippers go in, the fret goes into the tang nippers, and it just takes off just a fraction there like that, and gives you a nice clean cut. Now, I find with these that my hand will pull that knob and change the tension while I'm actually using it. But other than that, it does the job. It's a lump of metal and not particularly ergonomic and a bit cold, but certainly the first tool I go for. Next up is this budget set that we've designed, or at least adjusted, and basically there's a notch in there. The fret sits on it sideways. Let's try and give you a closer shot. There we go. The fret goes in sideways, and you get exactly the same result. It's not as it's not easy to focus. It's not as clean as the premium fret tang nippers, but certainly still gets the same result in the end. And that's just a little pair of plier-y type things here that we have adjusted. I suppose this is the traditional method. Fret end cutters, we take at Crimson Guitars these Knipex end cutters and grind them very carefully so you've got an almost perfectly flat end result. And what you can do is use your end cutters in the tang there and in at a right angle, and very easily you've got something approaching a de-tanged fret end. Now the problem is, unless it's absolutely perfect, you're going to end up with a little bit of a tang just in there. And even with these ones, you can't have end cutters that are perfectly flat because, and I can't focus on that, it's too shiny and too close. This is going to require a little bit of filing, which is the next process. Because of the strength, basically, if this was perfectly razor sharp, it would shatter when you cut the metal. So there's a thin line, thin bevel in there that you have to leave. And that means that when it cuts the tang here, it leaves just a fraction in the where you don't want it. So we're going to have to tack that little piece with a small file to make the fret bed in properly. Next up, fret goes in a vise, and just use a little file on the end. So I come in at an angle to start with, and then slowly flatten that down until I have no tang in the way. And you really don't want to go too far. Now the Dremel, this is an absolute nightmare. I hate it. I wouldn't really suggest using it, but I know some of you are going to say, hey, I could use a Dremel. Now the problem is, you're likely to cut all the way through your fret. I have tried this with a little diamond wheel, and it doesn't really work very well. This is a standard cutting wheel. Let's have a go. So that worked rather well, but now we have to go in sideways. Or you could move the fret in. I'm not going to touch that because that's hot. You could move the fret in and put it there. It's not as precise, and we do still have to afterwards go back with a file. Now it must be said, I had the bright idea of grinding fret ends on my former business partner's grinding wheel, and I got into big trouble. This is many years ago now, because this soft metal just gunked up the wheel on his bench grinder. So don't do that. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Check out crimsonguitars.com, see our guitars, crimsonguitars.com/shop to support us by buying a load of our own tools that we make. And check out the guild, where we've got, I don't know, I think we've got 1,500 members in our forums at the moment, all talking about guitar building and pretty much everything actually in there. And most importantly, do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Goodbye.